Hello, Colts Nation, and what's up, No Horse and Family? Football is back. I know it's preseason, but football is back. Week 1, first edition, instant reaction to the Week 1 preseason
Yeah.
loss. Zach?
Yeah, man. First one. This is training camp, and this is kind of training camp for Steven and I as well. Just kind of getting back into the swing of things. Obviously, if you listen to the game, if you watch the game, 27-24, we lost on a walk-off field goal preseason. We're going to just cover really quickly what we liked and what we didn't like. Steven, I'll start with one thing that I did like in the football game, and Isaiah Rodgers seems to do what Isaiah Rodgers seems to always do and find his way around the football. Had a nice kickoff return, had an interception, had a fumble recovery. Not sure what type of injury he had. I know that maybe it's just like a just precautionary type thing, but he did go out of the game. But he did enough in that game to really look good for me. And I've been kind of pounding the table for him to be a starter, and he's definitely got a role. We just don't know what that's going to be yet. So for me, game ball, Isaiah Rodgers. There wasn't a lot of game balls to really be given, honestly, but it would be him or probably Ellinger. What say you?
Yeah, I mean, you took mine. Isaiah Rodgers, I thought, looked great. Continues to be around the ball, continues to show the flashes me and you talked about. It's still just about consistency, but he looked great today. If I'm going different from that, I mean, didn't like how Alec Pierce started. Did like how he finished.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to be just selfish, Jelani Woods caught a touchdown, so I want to give
Yeah.
him a game ball because that's
Yeah.
my guy, man. That's my guy, and I was so excited when it happened. So
Yeah.
I mean, he looks every bit of the mismatch nightmare. So I'm gonna go. Jelani gets a game ball from me.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Runner up for me probably would have been Ellinger. I thought Ellinger did have a really good, solid game. Was running for his life.
Yes.
Even I didn't like this offensive line today, either unit. I didn't like the first, second, or third unit, honestly. I mean, I just didn't like the way they blocked in their sets. The quarterbacks were rushed all day long. Not a lot of time. It looked really out of rhythm. It really did. Even with Matt Ryan in there, it looks very chaotic at times. I know one time he slid down just to avoid a sack and getting blown up there. Man, I don't know. I mean, just one game. It's just a preseason. It's not time to hit the panic button or anything like that. But one thing I would say, to kind of double back to the offense, the wide receivers, I've been saying it for, I guess, probably 2 weeks now. You probably would be best served to bring in a veteran wide receiver in this group because you're so young and you just got to have somebody who can get open in those big games. And I think today against the second unit, when you put your first unit up against the second unit and you're still struggling to get separation and get open, anybody minus Michael Pittman Jr., just didn't pop today. Pierce, later in the game, as they started taking some even those second unit guys out, he started getting open, and I like to see that. But at the same time, nobody really stood out. Nobody really came out there and just really wowed you with their offensive performance, especially with that first unit. Now, keep in mind, this is a quarterback in a new system. The very first time he's ever went out there and played in this system. You've got a brand new defensive system as well, which we'll talk about before we get off here. But that being said, this game had a lot of turnovers, man. I think it had close to 10 turnovers in a preseason game. That's
sloppy at times.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, definitely looked every bit of preseason week 1. Doubling down on you, O-line. Ellinger literally looked like he was running for his life the entire time.
Pretty rough.
I'm going to say I didn't like the way – I mean, I know that the line didn't look – I did not like the way Nick Foles looked at all.
No.
He sailed balls. I didn't like what he brought. I didn't think he looked good at all. I was not a fan of that. But yeah, I mean and then the D, kind of it's tough. It's so tough to kind of grade and judge on the preseason because so many people don't play. I mean, JT never touched the field. We know that.
Yeah.
But so many people don't play with it, and it's just, and it's also first real contact for the O-line.
And they're not really running their normal, typical set
No, and we
piece.
know Frank doesn't. Frank does not run anything that resembles what he's going to do during the
He
season.
hates to show the opposing teams anything that he's going to do actually in the game. So it's their
Mhm.
base shell, the most simplest form that
So
you're going to
vanilla.
here. Yeah, it's going to be. So you're going to expect that, but at the same time, you're encouraged by them being able to turn the football over. That was kind of
Mhm.
a nice feature.
Yeah.
Um, just wasn't an overall good game really for either team, if I'm being honest. I mean, but for us in particular, because this is a Colts podcast and that's what we concentrate on, there wasn't a lot. I wanted a little more meat on the bone. I wanted something
Mhm.
to come away from this game and say, "Oh my
Like a
gosh."
one-handed catch, something just like,
Yeah,
"Whoa."
the tight ends were a little bit encouraging. I mean,
Granson looked good.
Granson had a catch, had a catch and run. You had Woods, obviously. Late in the game, you had a tight end catch a touchdown as well. I mean, they looked pretty solid, across the board for the whole game. So there was a little bit of flash going on there, I guess, if you're looking for a little bit of silver lining. But you
Mhm.
mentioned earlier, Nick Foles did not look great. You're probably going to hear people come out and say, hey, Sam Ellinger probably looked better, and he didn't probably look better. He did look better, and he was running for his life just as well as Nick Foles. Now there's going to be that other argument of A, it's the first game, and B, there's just not a lot of talent to throw the football to.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. And I've been on the other side of not bringing a veteran in. I can see it now. Like I do see now. Like I said, it's the first preseason game. It's very vanilla,
Sure.
but you could see the inexperience. So, but all in all, I mean, it's week one, and take solace, Colts fans, and no Horson. Football is back.
Yep.
We get
Yep.
to bring this to you where we like to kind of get this out very quickly to you guys. But before we get off really quickly, we want to make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, comment, join the family. It's always running across the bottom of the screen.
Absolutely.
Join the family. We've done live streams lately. We don't even care sometimes if you are a Colts fan. We've had Seahawks fans. I think we actually managed a Titans fan last time, which was shocking.
A Ravens
But
came on.
Ravens, yeah. I mean, they like you. They hate me. Um,
That's right. That's
but
very true.
join the family. We're gonna do these. We're getting into our routine now. You guys will get into from here on. We'll get to kind of like a fun little look back a little deeper in a couple of days. Then we'll look ahead to the next game. So I mean, we're excited. We're excited for you guys. Zach, I mean, I don't have anything unless you do.
No, man. I mean, I think it is what it is. It's the first preseason game. I don't think there's any reason to necessarily overreact, but the antennas can go up as a Colts fan. That doesn't make you a bad fan. That just makes you a normal fan. There are
Mhm.
things that we want to grow on and get better week over week. Probably won't see as much of the starters against the lines because they're going to go against each other, in practice. But that being said, by the time you get to that third preseason game, we're going to need to see a jump on both sides of the field as far as aggression, as far as discipline, as far as some playmaking. Be interesting next week. Just the reaction from the fans. We want us to let them to light us up in the comments. Do we go out
Yes.
and find a wide receiver? No. Do we just keep with? Do you like Sam Ellinger over Nick Foles? I know we signed him to a 2-year deal, but it's something to talk about. Get the conversation going. And till next time, guys, I love you. Steven loves you. And we're out.